A very good morning, dear children. So, now we shall study about the next part of the chapter, that is squares. Okay, so there are some properties of squares that we must know, which is given in your book. So, let us see them one by one. It says that the squares of even numbers are even while the squares of odd numbers are odd. Let us see. Square of even number. So, tell me an even number. Let us take 6. So square of 6 is 36, which is even, right? Let us take 14. 14 is an even number. Its square is 194, which is also an even number. Let us take few odd numbers. Let us take 7. 7 square is 7 sevens are 49. So 7 is odd, so 49 is also odd. Let us take 19. 19 square is 381. So 381 is an odd number. Okay. So same way 19 is odd, so this is also odd. Next one says that perfect squares never end in digits 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay. This is a very important thing. If you want to know which is a perfect square or not, so you must know that if the numbers are ending in 2, 3, 7 or 8, then they will not be perfect squares. Okay. In other words, the units digit of a perfect square may be, means how will you know that a number can be perfect square? By seeing that the unit digit should end with 1, 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. Okay. So therefore, if the number ends with any of these numbers, then you can say that it is a perfect square. And if it ends with this number, then it is not a perfect square. Okay. Then a perfect square has never an odd number of zeros at the end. Okay. So suppose we have a number 10,000. So you can say that yes, this is a perfect square. But if we have a number 1000, then this is not a perfect square. Why? Because it is having 3 zeros. So if it is having odd number of zeros, then it is not a perfect square. But if it is ending with even number of zeros, then it may be a perfect square. Then either the square of a natural number other than 1 is divisible by 3, or it leaves a remainder 1 when divided by 3. Okay, so there are different rules in your book which is given over here. You can go through them afterwards. Okay, here are the rules, you can go through them. Okay, now let us see some of the formulas to be used when we are finding out the square. So these formulas you have seen in the earlier classes also, like a plus b whole square is what? A square plus 2ab plus b square. Now how is this helpful in this chapter? Suppose I will tell you to find out the square of 51. So instead of multiplying 51 into 51, what you will do? You will use this formula. How? 51 we can write 50 plus 1 whole square. We can write, right? So therefore this is a and this is b, you suppose, then put in this formula. So a square, that means 50 square, plus 2 into a into b, that means 50 into 1, plus b square, that means 1 square. So what we are getting? 50 square is 2500, plus 2 into 50 is 100 into 1, 100 only, and here 1. So now it is quite easy for you to add. 2500 plus 100 is 2600, 2600 plus 1, 2601. Okay, so if we find out the square of 51, let us see how much it is coming. 51 into 51, that gives, you can see, 2601. Okay, same value. Okay, so in this way you can use different formulas which are there in your books. There is one more formula, that is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b, a minus b. So in using this we can find out the square of some numbers. Like if I want to find out the square of 94 square, then what I will do, I will do it like this, that 94 I will break it like this, 94 square minus 6 square. So you will subtract the square of such a number which when added with 94 gives a number which is near to 100, or which can be easy for you to multiply. Why is that? That is why, because if we use according to this, so 94 plus 6 and 94 minus 6 according to this formula. So therefore 94 plus 6 is 100 and 94 minus 6 is 88. So that is easy for you to multiply 8800. Okay, we are getting over here. So then after this what we will do, so 94 square is, we can simply write the square of 94 and 36. Okay, with here we have to do the square of 36 also we have to add. So with 8800 that we are getting, we will add 36 over here. Okay, so therefore what we are getting, 8836. Okay, alright, so now you can start with the exercise 3 of your book. So let us see how the questions are. Find the value of each of the following. So you have to simply multiply over here 11 into 11 into 11 divided by 13 into 13 into 13. So all this you can do. Okay, here in this case what you will do, 3.5 into 3.5, don't go on multiplying. 35 divided by 10 you will take it, then individually you find out the squares and then put it into fraction again, or put it into decimal once again. See here this question, find the square root of each of the following by prime factorization method. I have explained you the prime factorization in the last class. So by prime factorization you just find out the factors, then make the pairs, and then write the after multiplying write down the roots. Find out the square root of each of the following by division. This method also I have explained you in the last class. Use the division method to find out this. Find the square root of each of the following, that is 13.69, 0. These are the numbers are there, you have to find out the square root. So you have to use the division method for this, or whichever way you like you can find out. Okay, then here few things will be there in mixed fraction. As I told you earlier, 0.0009, what you will do, you will write 9 by 10,000 like this, and then individually you will find out the root and then make it into fraction decimal once again. Okay, so like this you do. Find out the square root of each of the following correct to 2 decimal places. Now see, these all are the numbers which are not perfect squares. Okay, so therefore you have to do that method which I have explained in last class by taking 0.000000. Okay, so you have to take only 2 pairs of zeros, because it has told correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, then find the value of root 5 correct to 2 decimal places, then find the value of the square root of this one correct to 2 decimal places. This one let me make and show you. So what the question is telling, first you have to find out the value of root 5 correct to 2 decimal places. So first we have to find out the value of root 5. So you know how to find out the value of root 5 by the division method, correct to 2 decimal places. So 2 pairs of zeros we will take. Now let us see. 2 2s are 4, 1 comes over here and 2 added over here, that becomes 4. Then zeros come, then 42 2s are, let us see, 42 2s are, 42 2s are is 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 84. We cannot take more because it will be passed from 100. So 42 2s are, so 2, see point over here, so point you place over here, 42 2s are, that comes 84. Subtracting, and 2 we have multiplied, so 2 we have to add also, so it becomes 44 over here, and here it becomes 1600. Okay, now 440, how much za we will take? Let us take 443 3s are, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12, 1, 3 4s are 12, 13. It cannot go more, because if we take 400 more then it will be around 700, 1700. So what we have to do, 3's only we have to take, 443 3's, that is 1329. If you want to subtract, you can subtract, or otherwise leave it. So up to 2 decimal places we got how much? The root 5 is 2.23 we got. Okay. After this, the question that we have is, you have to find out the root of 3 minus root 5 divided by 3 plus root 5. So what we have to do, we have to simply put the value of root 5 that we got here in the place of root 5. So that means we can write it like this: 3 minus 2.23 by 3 plus 2.23. So 3 minus 2.23 is what? Let us see. 3 minus 2.23, when we do it, we are getting 0.77 divided by, when we are doing 3 plus 2.23, we are getting 5.23. Okay. So after the division, point and point cancel. So what you are getting? You are getting 77 by 523. Okay. So that will be your answer. Okay. So in this way you have to do the exercises. So now you can start doing the exercises and do till question number 8. Okay. Thank you.